This neighbor can be called a hero tonight. I mean, she was obviously very shaken up several hours after this happened. I spoke with her just about an hour ago or so before our 5 o'clock show. But again, she's obviously very shaken up. But Portland Fire and Rescue are still trying to determine what the group of four were doing in their car. Were they running errands earlier today, or were they just kind of waiting for their car to warm up? Regardless, tonight, 3 people are dead, 2 adults, 1 teenager, but a 2-year-old is alive. This was a call no firefighter, police officer, or paramedic ever wants to go on.
I've never had a triple. I've had situations where we have had individuals come in contact with electricity and not make it, but nothing as a result like where we are in a winter storm.
Just before noon on Wednesday, Portland firefighters responded to a call of a vehicle fire in this neighborhood along Northeast Siskiyou near 122nd Avenue.
We had an unfortunate situation where the weather brought down a branch, a significant sized branch from a tree over the top, and it took down a live electrical wire.
Rick Graves with Portland Fire and Rescue says when their crews arrived, they found 3 people on the ground near their vehicle who had died, 2 adults and a teenager. Portland Fire says a neighbor who saw what happened jumped in and grabbed the toddler after it was found near one of the bodies. That neighbor, who didn't want to show her face, told us she grabbed the toddler who was in her father's arms.
In my mind, I'm just thinking like this baby, I have to get this baby. That's the only thing like I can even think of. Like when I think back to that, is like I have to get this baby.
That 2-year-old was taken to a hospital and is in good condition. Graves says they don't know how the 4 people were related or if they were parked or preparing to leave. But he says nobody should ever exit a car with power lines over it.
The rubber from the vehicle wheels will keep you insulated. The moment you step down on the ground, you have a chance of becoming electrocuted.
He says never approach a car that has power lines around it either.
Use your own voice, try to gather their attention, make a communication via your voice.
And again, David and Tim, we've just learned within the last 40 minutes or so, the teenager who died out here, we have learned was a sophomore at Milwaukee High School. Again, that 2-year-old who was rescued from that neighbor is recovering at an area hospital at last check in good condition. But again, Rick Graves with Portland Fire and Rescue can't iterate this enough. If you do see a down power line, please call 311, not 911. They've been getting a lot of calls for emergency calls. They want to make sure their emergency calls don't get clogged up from something from down power lines. But again, coming up at 11 o'clock, David and Tim, we'll hear more from that neighbor. Tonight, we're reporting live in Northeast Portland. Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
Such a tragic story, and we're